Welcome to All That Catholic Stuff. I'm Chris Bray.
You just need to know you are the loving child of God.
Why does the Catholic Church teach that contraception is wrong? I mean, do they want people to have like 30 kids and go crazy? Well, what's the deal? You know, the problem with the church today is that contraception teaching, they should just get with the times. If the Catholic Church would just change its teaching, then everything would be fine. We need to be reminded of God's very first command. He said, "Go forth and multiply." God sees life as intrinsically good, and Scripture affirms that for us. In Genesis chapter 38, we hear the story of Onan. And Onan had a brother who died, and his brotherly duty, as according to the law, was to produce offspring for his brother's wife. He didn't want to produce offspring, and so he withheld himself and spilt his seed upon the soil. Actually, that's literally what the Scripture says. In doing so, God was very angry because he didn't just abstain from the relations altogether. But no, he actually partially did the thing, and then he withheld himself upon the soil. That angered God immensely. See, there was a law that said if you were unwilling to fulfill this duty, that it would be public humiliation. That is what the sentence would be for it. Instead, though, God was so angered by this for some reason that he struck Onan dead. Because he withdrew himself, because he spilled his seed upon the soil, God struck him dead. The most fundamental question is, what is sex for? Making babies. People oftentimes, they get surprised when they get pregnant, but they were having the sex and they got pregnant. And so it's funny because actually it worked. See, you have sex to make babies, and then people get surprised when they go, I didn't think I was gonna get pregnant. What is sex for? It's for making babies. Something went right. You got pregnant. You did what you intended to do. Sex has two main ends, two natural ends, bonding and babies. The unitive and the procreative. And these two things are bonded together so intimately that you cannot separate the two. Two become one flesh. And by two coming together to become one flesh, they produce one flesh. Bonding in babies, unity and procreation. This is how sex works. When we try and separate one of the two natural ends of this act, the act becomes disordered. It's like the example of a bulimic who loves to eat food. They love the taste of food. But as soon as they eat food, they go and they throw it back up again because they don't want to digest the calories from the food and turn those calories into fat on their body. The act becomes disordered. They are taking the nutrients out of the food that they're eating. It's a disordered action. And in the same way, when you try and take the making babies out of the sex, which is what sex is for, it becomes a disordered action. Next time, you should just be like, honey, I really just want to use you for my own gratification. See how that goes. Good luck. See, with contraception, sex becomes about gratifying your own selfish desires rather than a full self-giving. See, sex in its fullest and purest form is two people coming together and giving themselves completely, unreservedly to one another. Sex with contraception says, I'm going to give part of myself to you, but I'm going to hold something back. I don't love you enough to actually produce new life in you. I only want to get some pleasure from you. Jesus says, this is my body given for you. Contraception says, I want your body. I want to take it from me. It's the exact opposite of Jesus' own words. True love is a full self-giving to another person. Contraception is the exact opposite of that. Contraception says, I'm going to withhold myself from you and I want to take from you. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this video, I have 4 things for you to do. The first one is to like my Facebook page. The second one is to share this video. The third one is to go to my website, chrisbraymusic.com, and subscribe to receive all that Catholic stuff to your inbox. And the fourth one is to consider bringing me to your faith community for a parish mission, a night of worship, or a youth event.
You just need to know you are the beloved child.